Okay, so today we're gonna learn about 12.7. Okay, selamat sejahtera. Belum salam dulu Okay, 12.7 iaitu health issues related to the human endocrine system. Okay, so in this topic we're gonna learn about 6 diseases related to hormone imbalance. Okay, so there will be diabetes mellitus, diabetes insipidus, hypothyroidism, gigantism, and also dwarfism. Okay, so I don't want to talk and also explain so much about it. So now we go to learn one by one, okay? And then there will be one questions that I will teach you after this, okay? Saya akan sediakan satu soalan untuk kita cuba untuk buat. So first is diabetes mellitus and also diabetes insipidus. Okay, so both have the name of diabetes, but what are the difference between diabetes mellitus and also diabetes insipidus? Okay, so basically when related to the name of diabetes, we'll try to imagine or just figure something about sugar, is it? Sugar or even glucose. Yeah, that's right. But why is there a difference between but what are the difference between these two, diabetes mellitus and also insipidus? Okay, for diabetes mellitus, yeah, actually it relates more about your blood glucose level lah. But for diabetes insipidus, it is not. But for now, I want to teach you for diabetes mellitus first, and after that I will probe into diabetes insipidus. Okay, for diabetes mellitus, it occurs because for the patients itself, okay, it cannot produce enough insulin, or even they cannot use the insulin that produced. And I want to give one extra information, and also you will be learning this knowledge after this in chapter 13, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, in chapter 13. Okay, for insulin, actually it helps in the conversion of the excessive glucose into glycogen, and it will store it in your liver or even muscle cells. But in this case, it will help to control the balance lah. The balance of it help to coordinate and also control the balance of our blood glucose level. But when our bodies cannot produce enough insulin, or even cannot use the insulin produced, what will happen? For sure, we try to imagine. Okay, it helps to convert the excessive glucose into glycogen. So when I cannot convert the glucose into something else, it will cause the level of the glucose in our blood, or even our blood glucose level, become excessively high, or we can say the blood glucose spike. So as a result, means that the effect of it will cause the level of the glucose in our blood extremely high. So what are symptoms of it? For example, the patients will urinate frequently and always feel thirsty, and even experience the numbness in the soles of the feet. So numbness in the sole of the feet maksudnya adalah dia akan rasa kebas lah pada bahagian tapak kaki dia. Tapi dia bukan leg cramp tau. Dia akan rasa kebas. And even some other symptoms like blurred vision, this one basically will be experienced by the diabetes patients, okay? And their wounds will heal much slower. This is very we say dangerous, is it, or even detrimental to them, because when they have some wounds or something, if they get viral infections because of their wounds heal much slower, they can even need to be amputated. So this is quite, we say, dangerous, or even we say quite terrible, like a terrible condition to them. Okay, so this is something related about diabetes mellitus. Okay, for this condition, actually diabetes, there will be two types lah, which is type 1 diabetes and also type 2 diabetes. For type 1 but for this one, I will just provide it as an extra information for you guys here. Okay, for type 1 diabetes, actually it caused by autoimmune system. Sorry for that, autoimmune reactions. Okay, so what is actually autoimmune reaction? Okay, for autoimmune reaction, actually it occurs because you try to imagine like your immune system, it gets haywire. Okay, we can say like, okay, you try to imagine like it is haywired already, and it try to attack and also destroy your insulin producing cells. So who is our insulin producing cell? We gotta know about it. Okay, so the answer is the pancreatic cell, the beta cells lah. Okay, the beta cell and your pancreatic cell. Okay, it will help to produce insulin. So when the autoimmune reactions occur, means that your immune system mistakenly attack the beta cell, causing your body cannot use or even produce insulin. So that's why type 1 diabetes occurs. And for type 2 diabetes, basically contributed by maybe your lifestyle or even with a genetic factor. Okay, but this is just for extra information, yeah. Okay, so now we go through. Okay, just how I just mentioned the problem or even the condition of the insufficient of the amount of insulin. So now we go through when your body produce excessive amount of insulin. So when body produces excessive amount of insulin, it will cause a condition which is hypoglycemia. For hypoglycemia occurs when your body has too much insulin, and just how I just mentioned, glucose will be converted into glycogen when it's converted into glycogen and you have too much insulin. So for sure a lot of your glucose will be converted into glycogen, so that will cause an imbalance occur. When the imbalance occur, sorry, when your blood glucose level is very low, okay, because of that condition, what are the symptoms that occur? For example, you will feel fatigue because you don't have enough glucose for you to use for cellular respirations or even for your basic lifestyle like that. For your life, so you cannot do some vigorous activities, and also at the same time you will also encounter like difficulties sleeping at night, disorder thoughts. Okay, for disorder thoughts maksudnya dia akan rasa mental dia lah, okay, dia akan ada fikiran yang bercelaru, berasa takut, okay, fear and even some emotional problems. This is something we're related to the blood glucose level. Okay, but for symptoms, okay, we just need to know some about it. Okay, for your level, we just need to know some about it, and also we do not need to explain it. Just for some explanation, or even we might want to give some evidence, or even we want to get a point of it, okay, we can give the symptoms. Maybe we can get marks for it. Okay, so now we go through for diabetes insipidus. Okay, for diabetes mellitus, yeah, definitely related about your blood glucose level, related about sugar, is it? But for diabetes insipidus, it related about urine. Oh, why is it urine? Okay, we look at this one first. For diabetes insipidus patient, the posterior lobe of the pituitary glands fails to secrete antidiuretic hormone. Okay, so for antidiuretic hormone, actually it plays a quite important, or we say crucial role in regulating your urine and also your body, so in regulating the urine, okay, in order to keep you hydrated and also avoid you from being from the condition of dehydration. So for diabetes for posterior lobe, okay, I just give a recap about posterior lobe. Okay, so for posterior lobe, actually there will be two hormones secreted by it, okay, by posterior lobe of pituitary glands, which is pituitary gland, which is your oxytocin and also the ADH hormone. Okay, so what are the use or even the role of oxytocin hormone? Help in the contraction of the uterine muscle, is it, during when mother want to deliver, want to deliver the fetus, or even produce milk, is it, produce milk for fetus. So this is the role of oxytocin. Okay, but for ADH, okay, ADH will help in regulating the urine. So how does it work? Okay, I want to give extra information, but this is not extra information. I think you will be learning it also in chapter 13. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so for ADH first, actually it will help to increase the permeability of the collecting duct. Okay, so what is the collecting duct actually? Collecting duct, okay, not the duck lah, not the dog, okay, duck, not, okay, not this one, okay, collecting duct. Okay, it helps in it is a component in the nephron, and nephron will be in your renal. Also renal. What is renal? Okay, renal is kidney. Okay, it's okay. See, to make it simple, okay, actually is in your kidney. Okay, a component in your kidney. So when it increase, or even it can help to reduce the permeability of the collecting duct towards water. Okay. So when you increase the probability of the collecting duct towards water, it will help your body to reabsorb, okay, to reabsorb the water into your bloodstream, so that to keep you hydrated at the same time. But if it keeps you urinate, for example, it reduces the permeability of the collecting duct towards water, it will cause water comes out, okay, means that it will cause you to urine in a large volume. Okay, but this one will help in the what we think, okay, homeostasis. Actually it's a homeostasis process, means that we need to look at the condition whether it will have to increase the permeability of your of the collecting duct towards water, or you may have to reduce it. Okay, but I think you might feel confused about it. Is it what are you saying? I don't even understand. Okay, so not need to feel confused about it. Okay, we will be learning it, but just for information, actually it helps in regulating your urination, the urination process lah. Okay. Okay, so for diabetes insipidus, when your body cannot produce antidiuretic hormone, so it will cause the patient to urine, okay, to urine a lot, and even they will feel thirsty. Because why? When they urine a lot, okay, they must feel thirsty. Is it? They will be encounter dehydration if they don't drink enough water, because they urine a lot already. Their body is running out of water. So when your body running out of water, for sure you feel thirsty. So that's why this is a symptom of it. Okay, symptoms. So this will be the problem if which is dehydration lah. I've already mentioned, if they do not drink enough water every day. So for diabetes insipidus occurs because the antidiuretic hormone is feel to be secreted. Okay, next we go through for hypothyroidism and also hyperthyroidism. For hypothyroidism, okay, apa benda tu hypothyroidism ni? Okay, hypo maksudnya badan dia tak boleh produce lah, tak boleh menghasilkan ataupun merembeskan hormon thyroxine, okay, thyroxine hormone yang cukup ataupun sufficient, okay. So there will be inadequate amount of thyroxine secretions. Symptoms is extremely slow heartbeat, okay, sensitive to cold, tiredness, or even gain weight easily. So you can see they share common symptoms with hypoglycemia, which is they will feel fatigue, okay, tiredness easily, okay, they are prone to feel tired easily, and also gain weight easily. So why they will be easy to gain weight? Yeah, okay, actually it's like this is the case. Okay, for thyroxine, actually it helps in increase your body's metabolism. So when your body cannot produce enough cannot produce enough thyroxine in assisting and also regulating your body's metabolism rate, so for sure lah, you will be gaining weight easily. Because what? Because of the metabolism, is it? Yeah, cannot run easily and also smoothly, so that's why they will gain weight easily. But at the same time, we can say in the contrary, okay, in contrast, is it? Okay, di sebelah ni lah maksudnya. Okay, if a person produce a lot of thyroxine, is it, dia punya metabolism rate akan jadi terlampau tinggi dah. Okay, so you can see this one. Okay, so when their metabolism rate become extremely high or even extremely sped up, okay, extremely sped up, so they will be easily to lose their weight. Kan? And as they sweating, this one. Okay, they're easy to lose their weight. So that's why we need to achieve a balance between your thyroxine hormone, because when you have a low amount of insulin, you gain weight, or you are sensitive to cold, feel tired. But if you have a lot of thyroid hormone, it will cause what? Your heart palpitate erratically, means that your heart will palpitate very quickly lah. Okay, and also your frequency of defecation also increase. So there will be, I think that, yeah, detrimental. And you can see based on the picture given, okay, what can we analyze and we can know. Ya, dia punya thyroid gland akan jadi lebih besar lah, 2 kali ataupun 3 kali daripada size original dia. Nampak tak? So dia akan jadi it will looks like bloated, okay, or even you can say swollen, enlarged thyroid gland. So this occurs when a lot of thyroid hormone. We can memorize like this. And when you don't have enough thyroid hormone, so you can look at his face, okay, or edema, bloated, or even dry skin. Is it? And also thin eyebrow, dry and sparse here. These are the symptoms of it. But basically, I just want to make a summary about it. For hypothyroidism occurs because inadequate thyroid hormone, and you need to know some symptoms about it. For example, I've already mentioned one lah. It will gain weight easily. For hyperthyroidism, they will be easily to lose their weight. Okay. And also excessive sweating because of the metabolism, increased metabolism rate. Okay. So now we go to the last two, which is gigantism and also dwarfism. Okay, first we look at gigantism first. Okay, gigantism macam orang ni lah, dia tinggi gila kan, tinggi gila. Kan, kita pun nak tinggi macam tu. Bukan, tapi ini terlampau tinggi dah. Tak nak. Okay, so for gigantism occurs because growth hormone jadi banyak dah, excessive secretion of the growth hormone. Bila? During the childhood lah. Okay, gigantism. So this occur because of the abnormal elongation of the bones. So for example, okay, this is the bones. Okay, just for example, okay, dia punya tulang dekat sini sepanjang, untuk orang yang normal dia sepanjang macam tu je. Tapi untuk kanak-kanak ataupun budak gigantism ni, dia akan jadi lebih, okay, dia akan jadi lebih panjang lah. Okay, so that's why we say abnormal elongations of the bones. So when abnormal elongations of the bones, it will cause gigantisms. Okay, but there will be also a contrast case of it, which is dwarfism. So dwarfism occurs when there is insufficient, or we can say low secretion. Okay, basically we just use low secretion of the growth hormone lah during the period of growth, which is during the childhood. So when the growth hormone is pretty low, what occurs it will delay the growth of the bone. So bone dia akan jadi lebih pendek daripada ni. So contoh lah, yang ini adalah bone untuk gigantism, yang ini adalah untuk normal. Kalau untuk dwarfism, dia akan jadi pendek macam tu. Dwarfism. Okay. So at the same time, okay, there will be some critical conditions that occurs also. For example, organs fail to develop. Ini amat bahaya jugalah. Kalau organ dia tak boleh berkembang, tak boleh develop ni, dia boleh jadi bahaya kepada kesihatan orang itu juga. Okay. And also part of the body will remain at that of a kid. For example, like this. Okay. You can see the body part, actually it remains like just a kid, is it? But you look at the face, okay, we know that he's not a kid. This guy is not a kid, is it? This man is not a kid, but his body ratio just remain as a kid, because there will be conditions like organs fail to develop because of the bones. Is it the bones feel we can say feels, but there will be a delay lah in the growth of the bones. That's why it causes dwarfism. Okay, so so now we make a summary about this, all of the health issues related to the hormone imbalance. Okay, First is diabetes mellitus. Okay, for diabetes mellitus, there will be maybe hypoglycemia and even hyperglycemia. For hypoglycemia, because of excessive secretion of insulin. And for diabetes mellitus, because bodies cannot produce enough insulin, causing blood glucose level increase pretty high. For diabetes insipidus occurs because of the posterior loop of your pituitary gland fails to secrete ADH hormone. So when it fails to secrete your ADH hormones, it will cause frequent urinations and even it can cause dehydration if you do not drink enough water. Okay. For hypothyroidism and also hyperthyroidism, for hyper first, okay, we just mentioned about hypo first. For hyper, because of inadequate or low thyroxine hormone secretions. This occurs will cause what? Maybe we can say low metabolism rate, is it? So it will cause you to gain weight easily, and even it can cause spots or even dry hair. And also your heartbeat will become lower. Okay. For hyperthyroidism, because you have a lot of hormone, excessive thyroxine hormone secretions. Excessive thyroxine hormone secretion increase the metabolism rate, causing someone to lose weight easily. But losing weight like this is kind of sick lah. So actually we don't want this thing occurs because it will also cause your thyroxine gland. It will also cause your thyroid gland to grow 2 or even 3 times larger than its original size. Okay, we don't want this thing occurs. Okay. And also gigantism, dwarfism. Okay, this is the last two issues lah, where the gigantism caused by the secretion of the growth hormone. Low secretion of the growth hormone cause dwarfism. Okay, so that is overall about this subtopic 12.7. Okay, so it's actually pretty easy lah. Okay, for this chapter. So now we go through the questions from negeri 9, betul tak? MPSM ya betul, negeri 9 2024. Okay, yang ini adalah soalan percubaan, soalan trial. Okay, so we look at the question first. Okay, first when you get a question, read. Okay, baca daripada kulit kepada kulit supaya kita tak akan miss ataupun kita tak akan tertinggal apa-apa maklumat yang ada dalam soalan ni. Okay, cuba kita tengok daripada ayat yang pertama. Okay, diagram 9.3 shows 3 health issues related to XYZ which are related to the hormonal imbalance. Okay, so okay, this is about hormonal imbalance. So okay, we can relate already. This is about the topic of 12.7. Okay, in the coordination chapter. Okay, so this chapter. Okay, so first dia bagi 3 gambar. Okay, X adalah insulin. Lepas tu okay, there will be injection of the insulin into the patient's body, is it? And then Y. Okay, Y. Okay, what is this? Y. Okay, this is the thyroid gland lah actually. This is the thyroxine, is it? Trachea. Okay, so dia punya gland dekat sini lah, dekat sini, bahagian sini tau. Okay, so thyroid gland, and you can see dia macam enlarge, betul tak? Dia ada benda-benda yang berada dekat bahagian tepi-tepi dia. Okay, so yang ini dia, okay, kalau kita nampak gambar dia, kita pernah tahu dah dia adalah apa? Hyperthyroidism. Sorry, mana ni? Okay, I misspelled, sorry for that. Okay, and then for the last one is Z. Okay, for Z, okay, we can look from the photo or even from the picture lah. We know that there is 2 adult. Okay, looks like 2 adult, or even 2 kids. Okay, first, if you want to assume that this guy lah, dua-dua ni adalah kanak-kanak ataupun budak kecil kan, so apa masalah yang ada adalah pada lelaki yang lebih tinggi ni. Okay, apa dia adalah gigantism. Okay, but if you want to assume that these 2 are adult, so we gotta mention that this is dwarfism. Okay, so this one is hyperthyroidism, and this one is related to insulin, is it? So I already mentioned if it's related to insulin, we just only have one case, which is diabetes mellitus. Okay, so if we already know the health issues related to it, actually for sure we can already get 1 mark for each of the conditions, is it? Dia berapa markah dia? 9 markah. And dia nak apa? Dia nak cause and also effect of the hormone imbalance. So when you can mention about the cause of it and also the effects of it, for sure you can get marks for every point that you mention for each conditions. So for each condition, you just need to mention about the health issues, cause of it, and also effect of it. So for sure you can already get 3 marks for it. So 3 marks for X, 3 marks for Y, and also for Z. For sure we can get 9 marks. If you feel afraid of it, you can also add on or even explain some on the symptoms of it. Okay, for diabetes mellitus, okay, just look at the questions first. Okay, for diabetes mellitus, okay, yeah, we just mentioned about it. Okay, diabetes mellitus, okay, for sure we can get a mark. Okay, we already have 1 mark. So why occurs because your bodies cannot produce, okay, tidak menghasilkan insulin mencukupi, or you can say bodies doesn't produce enough insulin, or even cannot use the insulin producer. But I prefer to use bodies cannot produce enough insulin. But if you feel afraid of it, maybe the skin wants both of it. You just mentioned lah, cannot produce enough insulin or even cannot use the insulin produced. So this is the cause of it, and this is the effect of it. As a result, the glucose level increase or becomes high. So this will be the symptoms of it, so you can see. So maybe you can say blurred visions or even numbness in the soles of the feet, or I'm sorry for that. And also the wound heals much more slower. And for why is hyperthyroidism? So why hyperthyroidism occurs? Because too much, is it? Too much. Yeah, too much. We cannot have too much of it. Okay, we need to control too much here. So because of excessive secretion of thyroxine hormone. So this is also the causes of it. This is just a statement which we know it is a fact, or you can say it's a statement, or even a fact. Okay, so it will cause a patient to experience excessive sweating, frequent defecations, or even increased heart rate, and easy to lose weight. So this will be the symptoms of it, or you can also mention of it, okay, as a result of your symptoms of it. Okay, so for sure, okay, just look at this one. Okay, for this, if I only mention about the fact, the cause, the effect, actually I can already get 3 marks of it. Okay, this is also the same case. Okay, so for the question just now, okay, yeah, we can assume, is it, whether it's adult or kids. So if I assume that both are kids, so the problems occur is at the guy's weight fraction, which has a higher weight, higher height. Okay, so they are gigantisms. Okay, if I assume that both are kids lah. So this occurs because of the excessive secretion of the growth hormone. Okay, and also it will cause the abnormal bone elongation, like what I've mentioned just now. Okay, but there's one more point given here, which is becoming very tall. But for me, I will encourage you and I will prefer you to write this answer, which is cause abnormal bone elongation, because this is the point or even the fact that is actually in your textbooks. Sometimes for the scheme, actually they will follow textbook lah for if you want to get the very exact answer. Okay, basically I think we can just follow textbook. That will be the most that will be the easiest way you can get the most exact answer, or we can say accurate answer lah. And also for dwarfisms, because of lack of the growth hormone secretions, causing slow bone growth or even delay the growth of bones. Okay, you can also mention this one. Okay, this is also something relatable lah. Okay, so but for the last condition, which is that if you want to mention it is gigantism, just write down about gigantism. But if you think that it is dwarfism, just write down the questions, just explain about dwarfism. Do not write both, okay? If you write both, you won't get the marks for health issues related to Z. Okay, so kita tengok dia punya marking scheme. Dia kata kalau awak dapat 1 P, okay, dan juga 2 E yang tepat, dan jelas macam tu. Maksudnya satu point satu fakta, awak punya fakta berdasar dan tambah lagi 2 explanation tu, dah dapat markan. So 3 kita dah boleh dapat 9 markan. So actually it's quite easy for us to get a marks, is it? If you already know the context of it, okay. Actually we know for health issues related to hormonal control, actually just about what? Just about excessive secretion or even like we can say low secretion of the hormone, just like that. And you need to know the cause or even some symptoms and also result of it. This is just overall about 12.7 lah. So I hope this helped, and thank you so much. I think that's all. Thank you.